I also had an immigration case. The outcome was not great, but there was one where the person came to Canada as a refugee, and he was successful in his refugee application. The court found that he had fled from a terrible situation in his country, granted him refugee protection. Once you get refugee protection, then you can become a permanent resident, and then from there you can become a citizen. After he got his PR, he applied to become a citizen at some point. And during the background checks that they do, something was flagged, and they reopened his refugee file. And it was discovered that he had made a misrepresentation on the refugee application, which meant that everything that flowed from that successful refugee claim was now part of that misrepresentation, so null and void. And the minister filed an application to take away his refugee status and then take away his PR, couldn't go to citizenship. And the minister was successful. So it was a case where it's black and white. Did you misrepresent facts to immigration? Misrepresentation is by giving false facts or leaving out facts that you ought to share. And it was found that he misrepresented in a lot of respects. So there was no way around that. So ultimately, while he did not get the result that he wanted, because it was a pretty straightforward case, did you or did you not misrepresent? He didn't get the outcome he wanted. The minister was successful. It's one of those cases that brings home, at least for me, how our systems have built-in checks and balances. It's not a system where it's like a free-for-all. There are checks and balances built in every step of the way. And as an officer of the court, as all lawyers are, I could not allow my client to continue with that misrepresentation, meaning go before the board and make up a story to cover the misrepresentation. Because as officers of the court, we can never mislead the court in any way. And we must never encourage our clients to do so, because we can lose our lives. So that is one of those cases, at least for me, that really stood out for me. And as much as I sympathize with my client and for the life that he had built here in Canada, it was a life built on a lie. And the sad thing is that his real story, the true story of why he came to Canada, may have been good enough for a successful refugee claim. But someone told him, you need to have the perfect story. And if you say this, you're sure to be successful. And he was. But they can always reopen. Right? So it's not absolute.